Okay, I'm Valerie Michelle Oliver. I am the publisher and editor of Creativity and Storytelling Zine, and I'm interviewing today two of the assistant producers for the Pursuit Studio, and they are also guest editors for this particular issue. So they pretty much had carte blanche to, choose the content and curate it. So Alisha, Solaiman, and Will Ward. Is it Solaiman or Solomon?
It's Solaiman, but it's hard to pronounce, no worries. 3 words. Intuitive, creative. That's hard because I feel like I've learned a lot. I guess also just teaching. I feel like a lot of the writers that I've looked into for these articles, their intent is to really teach their audience.
Okay, great. And could you elaborate a little bit more on why you chose those particular words?
I guess the theme around what all these words is just learning, gaining more information on a new subject that you don't know much about, which coming into this, I didn't know much about it, but after reading all these articles, I've definitely learned more about the entertainment industry and how the pandemic is affecting it.
Okay, great. Well, what's your 3 words, and can you elaborate a bit on why you chose those 3 words?
3 words that I would describe this issue would be engaging, I would say creative, and I don't know, it's a bit difficult because it's just such an important issue, especially as filmmakers. So yeah, it's just been a learning experience, I guess, also for me too. That was a it's a bit tough to kind of wrap it into 3 words, I think, for me.
Okay, well, that's honest. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Basically, we decided to focus on film festivals and the impact that the global pandemic, COVID pandemic, has had on film festivals and just Hollywood and filmmaking in general. How filmmakers are dealing with it, how storytellers are getting their stories told, what are the procedures and what the industry will look like going forward post COVID. So that was our thought process when we started to gather information for this month's issue.
Hey, Alicia, do you have anything that you want to add to that in terms of this topic? I remember you had some other topics you were thinking about as well. What made you settle on this one as the feature?
Well, I think Will summed it up perfectly. For me personally, I was particularly interested in finding articles that relate to the finance of the movie industry and how the finances are affected by the pandemic, because I am a finance major. So looking into how money works and how much it's affected and how much these companies are affected, mostly in a negative way, some in a positive way. So it's interesting to see the different contrasts between which companies are doing well and which aren't. Well, once COVID hit, I was actually in Greece doing an internship. So before America was really bad, Italy was doing really bad, and Greece is right next to Italy. So Greece was freaking out, to say the very least. Especially, I was on the island of Crete. Crete is very small. They wouldn't be able to contain a pandemic at all if it was bad. So everyone was freaking out. Everything was a mess, honestly. And then traveling back to the US, I had to come back early, like 2 weeks. Booking a ticket was really hard. I think my ticket changed like 3 times, and then I was like in 4 airports, Istanbul, Greece, and then DC. So
Wow.
it was interesting to experience that.
Quite an ordeal. And Will, give us your story. What was happening?
For me, I was still building my company as a freelancer videographer, creating short films with my friends. Actually, I was in the midst of attending a festival in LA in June at Warner Brothers Studios for a networking event since I'm graduating in August. So that was my big adventure for this year. But due to COVID, it got canceled. So my life was pretty average, I would say before, but it really just COVID really changed a lot of things about how I'm going to proceed post graduation, how I operate my company, and how I'm going to get my film ideas out there. But I'm still excited nonetheless. I still choose to remain positive. It's been keeping me entertained. I know it's probably what everybody's been doing, but a lot of Netflix, Disney Plus, playing a lot of board games, video games, chatting over Zoom with friends, playing games over that way, since we can't physically be together, and basically things like that. Just, uh, I guess, getting a little bit of exercise in while I can. I don't want to get too heavy, eating snacks all day. So yeah, that's basically it.
Alicia, what about you?
I've never had as much time to sleep in the past few years because of college, so that is one of the benefits of quarantine. I can wake up like 5 minutes before my class starts, which is very nice. Of course, like what Will said, Netflix, too much for anyone's health, honestly. Cooking, I've been cooking a lot. I've been a terrible cook my entire life. I could barely cook like pasta. But now I'm trying to get into it, trying to make more like Bengali food, which is, my family's from Bangladesh, so trying to learn all those recipes right now. That's a great question. It seems like everyone else my age has it figured out. I wouldn't say I have it too figured out. I would say, once I graduate, I'm just going to move to any city that offers me the best job and hopefully just work my way up the totem pole and travel, hopefully.
And Will, what about you? You just graduated with a graduate degree. What's what's your vision of the future? Where do you see yourself headed? What are your goals?
My goal is to, well, currently I live in Virginia now. My goal is to move to a bigger market, either to New York or Atlanta or Los Angeles, to pursue a producing job at a studio, an independent studio, and also just to build my own company up more because I have my own production company. So I really want to kind of focus on that too going forward. But yeah, just really just to network and just build myself, make a name for myself in the industry because I feel like I have a lot of creative ideas and powerful stories that could, positively impact the community around me. So that's my goal, just to kind of um, focus on my production company and network and see where life takes me.
The last Star Wars movie. Yeah.
And what did you think of that film?
I love the graphics. I wasn't too happy with the storyline, to be completely honest, but I still love JJ. Like, he's my man, so I'll support him.
And Will,
Yeah, I think I'm a huge Star Wars guy, so yeah, I agree with Alicia there. I did see last Rise of Skywalker. I think that was one of the last movies I saw in theaters, and I think the last one, if I'm not mistaken, was the Harley Quinn movie, which was also a comic book based movie, and I thought that was it was pretty good. It sadly didn't do too well at the box office, but I think it's a pretty well made film.
You'll learn something new, 100%. The articles, even though there's different topics, they all fit in within the same theme. And the theme, of course, is the pandemic coronavirus, which is very prominent in our society right now. It's basically all that's been talking about. Like, you'll see it on the news everywhere. And this zine will kind of give you just an insider look at the entertainment industry. And everyone obviously is involved in entertainment. Like, everyone has a Netflix account. I think people really want to know what's going on behind the scenes.
Will?
Yeah, basically, Alicia hit it right on the head. You'll learn a lot about how the COVID pandemic has impacted the entertainment industry. You'll learn a little bit about how uh, storytellers who are of African American descent or people of color, how they are impacted in Hollywood by, diversity issues and coronavirus. So it's just a really interesting issue, regardless of whether you're a filmmaker or not. I think you really enjoy it.